Why is this so vital, particularly for our farmers?
Well, agriculture is a crucial industry. I mean, we all have to eat, we all wear clothes. I mean, that's self-evident, but it is, for New South Wales, a $16 billion a year industry, and we've got the biggest harvest coming up in half a decade in the next few months between now and Christmas. And without the implementation of this code to allow that free movement of workers, but contract harvesters in particular, across our state borders, we'd be staring down the barrel of probably losing between $2 and $2.3 billion off our productivity just in the next 12 months because fruit would stay on trees and rot. Paddocks would go unharvested just because we can't get the contract workforce or just the physical workers into our state to help our farmers out.
So you have been fighting for this for a while now because obviously we've had drought and bushfires. This was finally an opportunity for farmers to get ahead here. Just talk us through the logistics that people perhaps in the city or with less of an agricultural background might not know. Why is it so vital? Because I think a lot of people would assume if you're operating a farm that you have everything you need there.
Yeah, I guess from the outside people might question, well, why do you need extra workforce? I guess like any activity, agriculture, you have your quiet times and you have your busy times. And between now and Christmas, we're hitting probably the busiest time for agriculture in normal seasonal conditions because we've got harvest, where you've got increased activity on farm. You need increased number of workers that are only employed for a very short period of time. And most of the time, that's filled by overseas workers, what we call a seasonal workforce. And because of the international COVID-19 restrictions, we just don't have the same number of those visa holders in the country. So we've got less workers spread right across the eastern seaboard, where we've got our best season in probably half a decade because we've had years and years of drought. So adding on top of that artificial hard borders where workers can't move across borders because harvest doesn't happen on the eastern seaboard all at the same time. It tends to move from south to north and from north in Queensland down south and meets in the middle in New South Wales. And so the workforce travels as the work finishes and starts somewhere else. So having free movement across borders for ag workers is crucial. Without it, we'd lose significantly and miss out on that chance to get that first big bounce back and paycheck after years of drought.
With that deficit of seasonal workers, because we don't have the foreign workers coming in, are you optimistic that enough Australians will take up those jobs?
Look, I'm hoping so, and the timing with the tapering off of JobSeeker and JobKeeper couldn't come at a better time because it removes that a bit of that financial disincentive for people that might have lost their jobs due to COVID or had their hours significantly reduced in taking up some of those at least short-term employment and well-paid employment opportunities in the agricultural sector. And the good news is between now and Christmas we need probably an extra 20,000 workers just in New South Wales alone for the horticultural industry and the grains industry with harvest. And most of those jobs are largely unskilled, that you can receive on-the-job training across a number of days, and you can be driving a chaser bin, you can be picking fruit off a tree. A lot of that work can be done, and you know, really good money, $450, $500 a day in some circumstances for this sort of activity, because we're just that desperate for that workforce. A workforce we probably haven't needed in the last few years because we've just had no crop because of drought, but we do need it now, and so this agricultural code is vital to that.
Just very quickly, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and the Northern Territory have all signed on. Queensland hasn't. How disappointing is that?
Oh, it's bloody disappointing and outrageous. I mean, I don't know how they can justify not signing up to a national code when New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and even the Northern Territory signs on. If agriculture is a vital industry and they support it, then they should sign on, because if agriculture is not an industry that is essential, that needs to have free movement like our freight industry does right now, I don't know what is. And I would appeal to the Queensland Premier and my ministerial counterpart, please sign up to this code, because you're only hurting your own people by not signing up.
All right, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Always great to get some insight, and obviously a good day here in New South Wales with these new cases coming out and the border reopening in South Australia at midnight tonight.